Hey guys, what's going on? So today we are going to be talking about mathematics in Objective-C. So math is actually much easier than you might imagine, and although I can't really say that because we're going to be doing simple math like adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. So I'll show you how to do all four of those, and it should be a really simple tutorial, so get pumped. Alright, so I had already told you how to create an integer. All you do is you type int, and then you type what you want your integer to be named. So what do I want my variable to be named? Let's name it apples, and then I set it equal to a number. So let's start out with 14. So go ahead and type that. And then we're going to create another integer, so simple as we did last time. Let's do int, and let's name this pairs, and let's set this equal to 3. Alright. So we're going to create one more integer. And the way we do that, of course, is type int. And then what do we want to name this integer? Well, let's name this fruits. And what do we want fruits to be set to? Well, imagine this scenario. We are in a grocery store and we are buying a bunch of fruits for a fruit salad. However, we only like apples and pears. So we are going to buy 14 apples and 3 pears. Alright, obviously you could do 14 plus 3, which is 17. However, let's do some math to show you how to do it. So we have our int fruits, and let's set that equal to 14 plus 3. So let's do this. 14 plus 3. Alright, and then let's do this. We are going to print something to the console. So type nslog, like we've done before, at quotation, there are %d fruits in my grocery bag. All right, there we go. And we're going to insert a comma after this quotation, and we're going to put in fruits. Great, here we go. So what are we going to do now? Let's run it. All right, here we go. If we look at the console, it says there are 17 fruits in my bag. So what it did was it found our fruits variable after we put it in this nslog. Now you'll notice that our fruits variable is equal to 14 plus 3. We could also add another plus, like plus 1, that would be 18, but we're going to stick with this. Alright, so you also will probably notice that we have these two warnings next to our apples and pears variable. That's because we haven't used them, and that's just a waste of memory. So let's use them. Go ahead and delete 14 plus 3 from this int fruit statement. Instead of that, we're going to be passing in some variables. So let's do int fruits equals apples plus pears. Let's stop our previous program and run it again. Now you'll notice we have the same exact output. There are 17 fruits in my grocery bag. Because what it did was it found our apples variable, which is 14, and it found our pears variable, which is 3, and it added them together, which created 17, of course, and it printed it to the console. So great, you know how to add, that's good. So how about subtraction? Okay, it's as easy as erasing this plus sign and putting in a subtract sign. So let's run this. Now it prints there are 11 fruits in my bag, because obviously 14 minus 3 is 11. Now let's try multiply. The way you do a multiply statement isn't by putting x. This is wrong and would return an error. So what you do is an asterisk, which basically means multiply. So let's run it. And there we go. Now it prints there are a total of 42 fruits in my bag. Well, how about we want to do a division? So delete this and insert a division sign. Let's turn off the old program and start a new one. Alright, here we go. So you'll notice that it printed there are 4 fruits in my grocery bag. Now, alright, this is kind of correct, but not really. You you might have known this, but 14 divided by 3 isn't 4. It's actually 4.666 repeating. So you may be saying, okay, why did this print out 4? Shouldn't it have printed out 4.66666 repeating? Well, no. You'll notice that here, this is an integer. integer. Integers, as you know, only go from the negative whole numbers to positive whole numbers and 0, right? So obviously you can't have decimals in a whole number. So what Objective-C did was it saw that you were going to get a repeating decimal or a decimal in general, and it said, oh, I'll just round down. So instead of printing 4.66, it printed, there are 4 fruits in my grocery bag. All right, so you always have to remember that if you are going to be working with really accurate numbers, you really should not use integer. Like if you're going to be working with milliseconds or for example, money, you really don't, or even a GPA, you definitely don't want to be using integer. So that's why a different variable comes in handy called double. However, I'm not going to be explaining double now, but you can learn about that in the next tutorial. So that's it for today. What we went over was addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. I hope, did I just repeat that? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Okay, so that's what we went over, and that's it for this tutorial, and I will see you in the next one.